No, takže to necháme to tak a já udělám nejdřív vstup na rádio a potom se vrátím k tobě, jo?
Mhm.
Okay, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you are in this crazy world. And here's Martin from Radio Bloodstream, streaming live on a Facebook, on our website as well, on radiobloodstream.com. And the reason and only one is because we have a very honored guest in our virtual studio today. We have a Milan from a band called Diva Bara. The band originates from Czech Republic. And I will give him a couple of questions. Hopefully we'll get some answers and some news from the band. All right, so let's take a look what's going on here. Let me just take a look. All right, welcome, Milan. How are you today?
Hi, Martin. Nice to hear you. Well, I'm fine. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for stopping by in our virtual studio, basically. Can you hear me okay? Everything's fine over there?
Everything's perfect here.
Okay, good. First of all, I would like to introduce the band. The band was originally was a different name, and you just started again with a different name. What's the story behind that?
Yeah, it's kind of funny story because formerly we've been different band with different name, as you said. It was Awake, that was the name, and we've done. It was still hard rock, but the lyrics was very in English.
Mm-hmm.
And at some stage, we decided that we need to switch to Czech because we are working mainly on the Czech music scene,
Mm-hmm.
and you know the Czech genre and typical Czech rock fan, and it's mainly about Czech lyrics. So we decided to change it. But actually the band is the same members. So it's really just a change in the name, a little bit change in the style, maybe like let's go a little bit backwards to the original roots. And yes, change the lyrics to the Czech. So the funny thing is that the first interview we've done after this change is made in English with UK radio.
Oh, that's thank you very much. That's awesome. That's a good thing. Well, anyway, the reason is because one of our workers for Radio Bloodstream from Misha, she just pointed out, there's a great band. They have a great voice. They sound like a AC/DC. I'm sure you're hearing this all time. This you sound like a AC/DC. Is that part of you change from the English to Czech because you will be so much as a AC/DC, or why you change it to Czech?
Well, firstly, thank you for this, and to be honest, for us it's an honor. If anyone compares us to AC/DC,
Mm-hmm.
we don't complain, and we are very honored with this because this is a great source of inspiration, and we believe that this is the best rock in the band. Simply, I don't think so that we sound more AC/DC with Czech language. Definitely not.
Mm-hmm.
So musically, from Awake to Diva Bara, we changed the style a little bit
Mm-hmm.
to be more similar to AC/DC. Okay, let's put it like this.
Yeah.
But to be more accessible to Czech fans, we decided to switch to Czech language. As I said, it's simpler for them, and rockers are mainly, typical rocker in these days. It's not about teenager,
Right.
So in Czech Republic, not everyone is speaking English. So we believe the Czech lyrics would work better.
I'll play a couple tunes from the band now. Well, I think it really sounds like a AC/DC. Really, it's unbelievable. What's the name of the singer? What's his name?
The singer is Vlasta Hemzal.
Vlasta. Can you introduce the band actually? So you playing?
Yeah, sure. We're five, and as you said, the singer Vlasta, maybe it's the main part of the band because the voice is really exceptional. It's not that easy to sing like Brian Johnson of AC/DC, for example.
Nope.
Actually, originally we did some AC/DC cover band, And that's where I met with Vasta. We played a lot of songs by AC/DC, and it was like really our big value, our biggest value. So we built it around his voice, you know. So we are trying to complement his voice, and if it's the most similar to the AC/DC, and we know that it's still very popular between people, then okay, we said let's make the music similar to this. So we build it around. So it's me playing guitars and Marshalls, as you can see behind me, maybe.
Oh yeah, very nice behind you. Yes, I love it.
Yeah, I'm a collector of.
Very jealous. Yes.
I've got some old stuff, some '77 and so on.
Very
so
nice.
I'm very proud of it.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Okay, so that's one guitar. We've got the second guitar player, Honza Macák. We've got a bass player, Lukáš Kura, and for sure we have a drum player, Tom Bertník, which is, originally he was a metal drummer. Maybe we can talk about it future or next time. But somehow we realized that even rock is a great thing, so that's the band.
Well, it's not secret. We will have the whole band tomorrow at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Is that true? Can you confirm that, Milan? So 7 o'clock tomorrow, the whole band from the rehearsal room, or?
Yeah, it's gonna be for
there you go. So
we decided to have the first rehearsal after this coronavirus quarantine and everything.
Yes.
So it will be the first, and then
first one. Okay, brilliant. So that's a premiere for us, premiere for you. Awesome. I love it.
So hopefully you'll see the rest of the band, and it will be in Czech, as I understood. So we can talk about everything, including Tomáš interest in history and playing in metal band Pandemia and touring in Europe in '90.
Oh, brilliant. I can't wait for that. All right, so, oh, wow. So why did you change? You already mentioned you changed the name. Why Diva Bara? Where did you come from with the name?
Yeah, okay, it was not easy. There were some arguments about it, and there were some fights about it. When I heard it for the first time, this idea, I said, no, it's ridiculous, it doesn't make any sense, never ever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, somehow we realized that it might work, so we choose it. I don't know, but it's known for Czech people, because Diva Bara is the character from one old movie.
Yes.
Definitely, I believe it's not known to other people outside the Czech Republic.
Probably not.
Yeah, but Diva Bara, it could be translated. Actually, I was looking for some translation for this interview, mm-hmm. and I found that the original name of the movie was, I think, Wild Barbara.
Oh.
So it's about non-conform girl living in a village.
Yes.
She didn't care about any rules. So
she was wild. Yeah. So you guys wild.
Every rock musician is could be wild, and sometimes let it out, sometimes not. But in your heart, definitely, every rock musician should be wild. I believe so.
So that's exactly, we could get me to the next question. So how did you get to this music? How do you end up playing a band, or everybody?
You mean
especially you, Milan? How did you end up in a band or playing music at all overall?
Uh-huh. Well, first music I was listening to, I believe it was rock music. Mm-hmm. But the first instrument I got was not guitar, but it was a bass, not bass guitar, but I mean like the original bass. I don't know how to call it in contrabass.
Yeah, contrabass. Yes, I think so. Yes, not sure either. Yeah.
Yeah. When I was a child, we used to go to country, and there were guys playing these acoustic guitars and singing these old, acoustic songs. And to be honest, I hated it. So after hours of listening to this music of 50 people sitting around the fire and all of them playing 50 guitars and singing the same thing, I got to car, I shut the door, and I was listening to King Diamond. And I needed 1 hour to get out of it. But they put me this contrabass and then said, you cannot play anything? Okay, so you'll play contrabass. And I did. And they say, okay, so it seems it works. Okay, so next time let's try it with guitar. They put me guitar. So I tried to play acoustic guitar, and that was the start. And definitely the next songs were not of this kind, but I very soon switched to rock and metal.
All right. So you said something about, you just, this will be the first rehearsal tomorrow after the lockdown. So how you guys keeping yourself busy? Obviously everything is getting a little bit better in Czech Republic, or it's still the same. What's the situation in Czech Republic with this coronavirus?
Maybe, I don't know if people know, but Czech Republic was one of the countries which were kind of strict with restrictions, and we had to stay at home and things like this. So we did what we could. Fortunately, my work, I can work remotely, so it didn't touch me badly. But yeah, I had more time, and to be honest, it was positive for me, so I could do the things I had no time previously before. So, for example, I clean up this room, and I try to start a new YouTube channel, for example, so people can find me under the name Diva Bara, where I'm recommending some music people might not know of, from my point of view, very interesting rock band, metal band.
Interesting.
But not very known, not famous. So I'm doing the format like I play along on guitar for, I don't know, for a half minute or something, and then I tell something about this music and recommend to people. So, for example, this was one of the things I was able to do because of this coronavirus quarantine, and I had more time for this.
So what's the channel called? What's the name of the channel on YouTube?
I believe it's still under the name of Diva Bara, so it's under the name of our band. So I would like to encourage people and try to look for Diva Bara on YouTube.
Okay.
And they will find it. There's not many videos, but I'm working on it, so hopefully soon we will have more.
Do you have Facebook as well? I assume so. Facebook. It's a Diva Bara. It's the just the name Diva Bara says it, or it's a different.
I think Diva Bara Rock. I think
Diva
it's
Bara
Diva Bara
Rock.
So you can find it us on Facebook for sure.
Are you doing web page? You have your website as well, or just the Facebook?
Yes, we have, but these days people don't live on websites anymore. So we have it, but it's just kind of a list of links to Facebook and Instagram and YouTube.
Just simple, yeah. Yeah, well, all the musicians do this now. When you open the Testament one, it's just one page. The new album. There's a few concerts, and that's all it is. Speaking of concerts, so what about you guys? You have some lineup with concerts, or what's going on with this coronavirus? You have to postpone, or what's the situation in your band?
Well, the same as with every musician and all the bands. Yeah, you have to postpone the gig. So we have some scheduled for summer, and everyone's curious if it's going to happen or not. At this stage, it seems that hopefully it might happen, because these are not huge festivals. It's not about thousands of people. It's about, I don't know, 500 people, for example, something like this.
Yes.
We all wait. Would they allow it? 500 people or not? At this moment, it's allowed up to 100. It will increase to at least 500, and then these gigs can happen. We have scheduled, for example, video shooting. We should be making a video for two of our songs, and unfortunately, because this coronavirus, it was postponed. So that's another thing which was postponed, unfortunately. So hopefully we will be able to get back to it.
Yeah, hopefully we can get all back on a route and start doing the things we all usually do, and not just sitting home. But as you said, as we mentioned before we went live, sometimes it's a good, because you have times for things you don't really have time before. So now you have time to do it. As me, I have time to do this radio station more often than usually when I do my normal job.
Yeah, it's a very serious thing, this coronavirus. So maybe it's good also to have some positives about it, because nothing we can do with negatives.
Definitely.
What can we do? So at least find some positives also. So maybe some people found a time for things they were not able to do before.
Definitely, it's good. It's inspire you some way to make a song, maybe?
What?
The coronavirus. Inspiration, maybe. Who's actually responsible for the music and lyrics in the band?
Yeah, the lyrics, it's up to me. So it was a very original idea to think about coronavirus as the source of inspiration for next song. I'll think about it. I don't know. I'm writing lyrics, and speaking of music, I do something like about, I don't know. I do first ideas and maybe like 60-70% of arrangements, and we work on it with guys, and Vlasta as a singer in most cases comes with line for a vocal. So this is how we work.
So who got the last word then? You know, when you have a discussion, is who's gonna say, okay, we're gonna this way? So who's got the last word? Who's the boss? You think?
I'm the only one here, so I think I can say it's me.
All right, let's ask them tomorrow.
Try to have this tomorrow, and we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. So you just released those 2 songs. What's the name of the songs? Can you remind me, please? I forgot already.
Oh,
I don't have I don't have. You don't remember?
And you. I hope it was.
Should I found it?
Můžeme si lhát, I think. Můžeme si lhát, something like.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah, something like that. Yeah, můžeme si lhát, yes. And there was another one.
And the other one is, I believe, Co má bejt, is it? Or
yes, that's it. Yeah, Co má bejt, yes, that's it. Yeah.
Something
That's
like
actually those two actually playing, you know, in a behind the. You can't hear that actually, but yeah. Let me take a look.
Just for the audience,
I think so. Yeah, Co má bejt. Yeah.
Something like so what? The translation
so
could be
what?
something.
Yeah. So what? Yeah. What's not much Co má bejt. So what? Yeah.
For the audience, I cannot hear what you're playing now, so it's not like that I don't know our own song.
Co má bejt. It's playing now. Co má bejt.
Okay.
So what? Now it's playing So What. So when you think we'll see you on some kind of concert? Anything, you know, maybe in the waters this end of this year, or what do you think?
Hope so. As I said, we have some schedule for summer, so definitely people can find out on our Facebook. And as I said, we have to wait if they will allow it or not. At this moment, we are slightly optimistic.
Mm-hmm. As everybody, I guess.
Yeah, what can you do? Definitely, we love to play live, so it's our preference, definitely. But if for any reason it would not be possible, then I believe we would jump in and we would try to at least record a new album, for example.
So you released those 2 songs. Do you have any more in your draw, or you?
Our last record consists of 6 songs.
Mm-hmm.
You can find it anywhere, including Spotify and iTunes and everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, now speaking about this new era of Diva Bara with Czech lyrics, you can also find our previous band Awake record,
mm-hmm.
which was called Never Too Late to Fly.
Never too late to fly. Never late to fly. Mm-hmm.
With Diva Bara, it's about 6 songs, and you can find it on Spotify and everywhere. And definitely, we are thinking, and we are working actually on new songs, and we are thinking of going to studio. Hopefully, I don't know, by the end of this year.
End of this year, okay. Did you postpone the videos that you said? So when you think the video will be ready?
Well, accidentally, the filmmaker was asking me yesterday. It was just yesterday. Hey Milan, what do you think? Can we start it again?
Mm-hmm.
It depends on the format of the movie, because the original idea was like to use our fans as a crowd.
Oh, I see.
Up to 100 fans. Now it's allowed. So from the legal point of view, we can do it.
Yes.
But the question is, do we want to do it? Are we afraid to do it? Do we dare to invite our friends to come together and 100 people together?
Yeah.
So my internal feeling is something like, let's wait for another 1 or 2 weeks. What's going on out there, outside?
Yes.
Because the restrictions are lower now. So let's wait. Is it okay? And if it is, then maybe we can come back with this question and start shooting again.
All right. So hopefully, you guys can make the video. So you're gonna make 2 videos for both songs, or just the plan is only for one, maybe?
The plan is for 2 songs.
For both songs. Okay. I'll pick up the one question from the fan of yours, which will probably not be in English tomorrow. So one of your drummer, Tom Bertnik, was in 90s, was driving around Europe with a death metal band called Pandemia. So what do you think is for him to now playing in a, let's say, classic rock band kind of style? What do you think? Do you enjoy it, or?
Might be a lot of points that we want to answer this. Firstly, it would be the best question for him, definitely.
Can we ask him tomorrow in English?
I think you can, yeah.
Okay,
I don't know.
we'll do. We'll try. We'll try. We'll try. We'll see.
But he had to learn a lot of things.
Yeah.
How to play simply. Simple. Because that metal, it's very demanding for drummers. It's sport. It's not an art. It's a sport. It's sport. It's really very, very complicated to play it in death metal band. And now imagine AC/DC.
Yeah, very simple. Yeah, it's simple. Must be.
But he's professional. He's very professional. So he always thinks about how to serve the music. So now I'm in a rock band, and I kind of understand it and I enjoy it. So I have to do everything possible to support this band and not to introduce metal thing to the classic rock.
All right. So everybody agree with the style. You are like a rock and roll kind of style band.
I think we are finally happy with this. The more we play music, the more we play, the more we understand the roots, hopefully, and the more we enjoy it and admire it. And the more we know that it's very, very, very hard to play that simple music. So everyone talks AC/DC, but almost no one can play it correctly, to be honest.
Yeah, well, that's the key. Everybody thinks, I can play, but the key thing is, everybody needs to play correctly. Especially it's always my son is listening now as well. I'm sure he's listening. He's always saying, if the bass player and the drummer don't come along, you lost the game.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Sure, because people are not looking. I've heard this from one bass player. He said something. No one is looking on a bass player. Everybody's looking on a vocalist or on a guitar player.
Yes.
But they do this movement, they do these steps with the drum player and the bass player.
Yeah.
They are not looking at them, but they breathe with them, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Well, I'm always trying to look everyone. Basically, the first one is the frontman. Obviously, that's the face of the band. So that's the first thing you see. But then you start, browsing around and see, who's playing, and how and what they doing and how, and it's always, fascinating. Everybody has some kind of different style, or different kind of things to put in there. So, the
experience on this topic, it's about. Some couple of months ago, I've been to show of Glenn Hughes. The former Deep Purple, and the famous. He's being called Voice of Rock, I believe so. It's a great man, really great singer. But who stole the show? It was the drummer. It was incredible. I've noticed his style of presenting, and I just had to stare at him, and I forget about great Glenn Hughes, and I was looking at the drummer because it was incredible what he was doing.
Do you remember his name?
No, I believe he's Irish,
and
it was possible to see it, but to be honest, I don't know his name. It's not any famous person. Probably. Right. You can Google it out, but it was performance.
Matter of fact, Glenn Hughes just replaced John Corabi in the Dead Daisies, as we already discussed this, and there was a great interview with John Corabi a couple of times. First time I was very nervous, but the second time was a little bit better. But it was a great interview, and I will miss him in Dead Daisies, definitely. But I don't know if you have a chance. He just streamed live from America somewhere last Saturday night, and it was an awesome show. Got just the guitar, a couple guys, joining for a couple songs, and it was great live stream. So you guys maybe planning some live stream possibly? Speaking of which,
well, good idea. Firstly, let me
get the band together first.
On this John Corabi, I'm always great, and I love the Daisies, and I'm big fan of John Corabi. So I've seen your interview with him. I believe he's genius guy.
Yes,
and I meet him in the Daisies. Glenn Hughes is fantastic, but for the Daisies, I think John Corabi was the man. So I'm a little bit sad about it.
He fits perfectly there. We will miss him there, definitely. I was looking for the next tour in Europe, but all the coronavirus shit come along, and then they changed with the Glenn Hugh anyway. So last year, so
I've seen that 3 times. So it was, I think, twice in Vienna and once in Prague, and always with John Corabi. And wow, the days is really rocked.
As I have the honor, we see him, but my son, he's listening now. He helped me with the engineering and sound and stuff, and that was in Manchester 2 years ago. And last year I met him with my wife in Halmford. That's in UK somewhere, but it's a beautiful town. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's go back to the Diva Bara. The band before called Awake. How the fans would take that? The change, that's a huge change, a big change. So they must be upset at some point.
That was a very hard decision, and to be honest, until this day, I'm still not 100% sure about if everyone is happy with this. Mm-hmm. We know that we gained some new fans because of this Czech language. We know it, and to be honest, it was the main reason to get the new audience.
Yeah.
I'm 100% sure about every single of our fans if they are happy with this change, because I knew from some of them that they really loved Awake. And they said something like that there's a very small number of such bands in Czech Republic. Mm-hmm. With English and with this style, Czech rock is kind of specific, and we were trying to do it more like Western oriented, more UK or US oriented, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. They liked it, and now we came with this idea of changing to Czech lyrics and maybe simplify the music and maybe make it more like AC/DC sounding. And AC/DC in English is kind of different sounding than AC/DC with Czech language. So yeah, maybe some of fans are maybe disappointed. Some of them are saying it was great and we love it even more. And we gained new audience, so hopefully it was good direction. And at this moment, I truly believe it was.
It's always like 100 people, 100 different ideas. So as I'm saying, I'm always saying, the band, the fans, they found the band, which they like, and if you playing in singing in English before, now you're singing in Czech. Matter of fact, how many bands in Czech Republic actually sound like you guys, like Diva Bara, in Czech? I don't think there is any band like this.
That's a tough question.
I don't think so. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I don't think there is a band sounds like exactly like this or similar. There's a bands, they kind of like a AC/DC revival or something like that. But it's sounds like it, but it's in Czech, so it's totally unique from my point of view.
Well, thank you. We're really happy to hear this. When I was thinking about what could we do better, so let's learn from some other bands. What are they doing in Czech Republic, so we can learn from them, and not specifically music, but maybe even from management point of view or something. So I said, okay, so let's look for similar bands to us, and look what are they doing. And I was not able to find any. So it's mainly about, maybe metal is popular here, okay, but we are not about metal. We are like really classic rock.
Yes.
Or it's about punk style, and this funny punk style, Tři sestry and
yes.
Or Kýže slíže, or I don't know, Vypsaná fixa.
Yep.
This is very popular.
Yep.
But this classic rock approach, like 70s, 80s, to be honest, I don't think so. There's so many bands in Czech Republic doing this.
Definitely not the original ones. There's tons of them. They copy. They just like a revival and playing. Songs from different bands, like a cover bands, but not the original band. It's nothing. I don't think I. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think there is any band like this in Czech Republic.
We are really, really happy and honored.
I don't think it is really. I don't think so. Mm-hmm. So what do you think it's actually, because it's something kind of the question, the next question is what do you think that the rock music is going from this point? This is one of the questions from one of your fans as well.
Yeah, that's again a very tough question. I think about it very often. there can be a lot of answers. One of them is saying that rock is dead and it's not going to be back anymore. That there is dead simply, and that only old people listen to it, and teenagers are doing a different style. Not only different style for rock, but they are into rap or something like this.
Yeah. Okay.
Then you come on a live show and you see what it does with people. When you start playing, you start all this martial stuff and you hit your guitar and the voice starts to scream and you see the audience. And I don't believe it's that, and I believe that rock is going to be here for evermore.
No, I don't. I don't think. I don't think it, rock and roll is that. Absolutely not, because I see that every day. Receiving all the emails and all the positive emails and everything, and fans just crazy and play this, and it's just no, definitely not. And I'm just a small drop in this big ocean. So, and it's definitely not that. No. I can't agree with that.
Band, like the famous band, and I'm really curious if it could be the game changer. And the band is Greta Van Fleet. Greta Van Fleet, they are being said that they copy Led Zeppelin and this thing, okay. But it's teenagers, it's young guys, they are about 20 or something like this. Mm-hmm. And the audience is big and the audience is teenagers.
Yeah, that's
so it. Maybe there's something like there was a new wave of British heavy metal, with Iron Maiden and Judas Priest in early 80s. Maybe there is another new wave of rock music with this Greta Van Fleet. So let's wait and we'll see.
Problem with these young bands is they don't last long. Usually, they never last long. They play a couple of years and then broke up and never. Usually they never go back together. So
there are discussion about this specific band on internet, and some people are saying like this that it won't last and that it's a man-made and not natural project, but it's a family. They are brothers, right? So the similar way as AC/DC or as the Airborne, it's about brothers. And even Robert Plant of Led Zeppelin said that he likes Greta Van Fleet. So let's wait. I would be happy if young people again play rock music and young people again would attend live rock shows. Let's wait.
Well, we definitely need more bands like you guys. That's for sure.
Thank you.
So I would think we can wrap this up. We can have continue with this at the same time tomorrow, 7:00 p.m. UK time. Who just join us on Radio Bloodstream? You are listening at the live interview with Milan from band called Diva Bara. They from Czech Republic. The band sound like AC/DC. They're very happy to the fans are saying but. They sing it in Czech. They just recently changed the name, and it's a big step in the history of the band. We wish them very best of luck. All right, so last word, Milan. Can you any word to the fans of yours or any fans rock and roll music?
Well, keep supporting rock music, keep attending live shows, because this is the reason why we all are doing it. We would do it anyway, because we have to play music, it's our life. But definitely, we would be more happy if there would be people supporting us and following us. So, keep on with rock music, and the world would be a nice place to live.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, and the best way, do you guys have a merchandise?
Good question. Sure, we can serve T-shirts and everything.
So the best way to support band like Diva Bara, to go Facebook or webpage and buy some T-shirt or whatever, any merchandise from them, and just support them. At least a small thing you can do for them because of these tough times, because they can't tour at the moment. So all right. Thank you very much for be with me on the show. Thank you very much for being so patient, and I hope we'll see you tomorrow at the same time, Milan.
Thank you for inviting us. Thank you. It was
all right. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. All right. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye.
See ya. Thanks. Bye. Okay, so that was Milan from Diva Bara on a live show, radio Bloodstream. You can still watch us on Facebook, Radio Bloodstream. If you like, give us a like. If you like Diva Bara, give them a like as well. Make sure you buy some stuff from them. And I would like to thank you again, Milan from Diva Bara, to be with me on the show today. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. All right? Thank you very much.